It gave me the nervous flashing on the broadcast icon. Let me make sure that... Okay, is YouTube happy? YouTube is streaming. Yay. Is Facebook happy? Is Facebook happy? Let's find out. Technorama podcast. Hey, welcome if you're joining us. This is the pre-show for Technorama. This is the part where we go and make sure, yes, streams are alive. See? Wow. Ben had a very nice smile on there. Okay. We have one viewer, and I'm betting it's John Miller Jr. So as you can see, wonderful viewer, we have Ben and Keith with us once again. Have you been on at all? Did we do a virtual one with you guys recently? I thought we did one. This is our second one. Okay, that's what I thought. And I was telling Donna, we haven't done enough virtual sessions with anybody. I know we ran into some problems with Discord and screen layouts and whatnot. We had Jack, we had T, and we've had you once. Like 12 months, and we've only had a few guest appearances. I don't know. It's so easy now. I was overthinking the technology early on, but it's not a problem. Okay, let's do a quick share. I know. That's the nice thing about this show. We don't talk about anything. Can't hear Craig. No. Oh, yep. Hold on. We did that last time. What didn't I save? Try again, Craig.
Hello.
There we go. Okay. For whatever reason, the audio profile wasn't routing out back to the iMac. You guys aren't getting an echo, are you?
Not from you.
No. Okay. Wonderful. How about now? Let's try that.
No.
Yes.
Stop it. Stop it. Okay. I'm going to... Can I boost your output a little more without going ludicrous speed? Can only hear Chuck. Well, I'm broadcasting audio to them. I can see the meters moving, and when the meters were not moving, and now they are. Okay.
Hello.
I'm watching Facebook, too.
Yeah.
I'm looking down in a frustrated way. So,
That's normal. That's par for the course.
One of our audio guys at work has a shirt that says Grumpy Sound Guy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Wasn't that at Knowledge? I think we saw that.
Everybody see all this crap in the background?
It's crap in the back. It's background crap.
It's called a home office.
Right.
It's called my nest.
Okay, we verified. Thank you, John Miller Jr. All parties are with sound.
Yay.
Awesome.
Yeah, and there was much rejoicing. Yay.
Just like when you're really in the studio. We're right on track. We're in sync.
Yeah, nothing's changed.
Not really. Okay.
Not really.
So, you
don't
guys
forget
have...
to get your dice ready.
Oh, I don't have dice.
No dice.
I think
We don't have any dice.
I'll
I'm
tell you
sure
what,
it's in some
I'll roll for Keith
box
and Chuck
dig.
can roll for Ben. How about that?
Okie dokie.
I must have put mine on the other table. Hold on.
I got to roll for everybody now. All right.
A roll for everybody.
I got a 13, and Keith's going to get a 11.
Ah,
I haven't had a need for dice since we did the studio.
I've had these dice since 1980 something. I think I should return them.
For me.
Okay.
You
All
got to
right.
roll for yourself, Chuck and Ben.
Okay, I'm rolling for Ben. Are we doing that now, or are we doing that when we get to the history segment?
Craig started it.
Yeah, well, I can do a re-roll. Yeah.
You,
I'll wait.
of course, cheater.
Oh,
Peter.
I
look
only
at it
got
this
an
way.
11. I'm going to do a re-roll, so he gets a 4.
I was warming them up, so there you go.
Okay.
Oh, is that
Cheater,
it?
Chicken eater. Oh.
All right. Ben is the white die. I am the red die. White die rolls. Sorry, dude. You got a 1.
Wow.
I got a rock.
This is going to sound loaded. Red die rolls 12.
No, that was negative 12.
It's a good thing we're not rolling for initiative here.
No. Yeah,
Oh,
the
wait,
show
we
would
are
never-
rolling for
The show
initiative.
would never start.
And Craig, you got what?
I had a 13 and Keith had an 11.
Okay. 11, 1, 11, 12, 13. Okay, if I'm looking at it, we're going to go counterclockwise, starting with Craig on my screen, anyway, and on the viewer on YouTube or Facebook.
Oh, I'm first?
Yes, you rolled
Okay.
13, right?
That's right.
And I got a 12.
Oh,
Keith
yeah,
got
12,
11.
okay.
Oh, it's going to be weird from my screen.
Hey, on
It's
Zoom,
like
you
playing
can drag
Hollywood
the,
Squares.
You should be able to drag them around if you want.
Yeah, you can click and drag them around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can figure it out. I'm after Keith.
All right.
All right. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm going to start the audio recording, and we will resume,
Yeah.
or exhume, or something. And let me just check the sponsored by crap in the background. John Miller Jr. gets +1 for that.
Yeah.
Okay. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Technorama episode 633. What's your boggle? Hey, welcome to Technorama, the show that takes a lighthearted look at tech, science, sci-fi, and all things geek, as I am trying to feverishly push buttons over here and turn the title off. There we go. I am Chuck Tomasi from sunny Phoenix, Arizona, and joining me right across from the virtual table is Craig Stepp. How are you, Craig?
I'm doing great. The weather's finally changed here
What's it changed to?
from cold to decent.
Wait a week, it'll
It's nice
change.
outside.
And
Spring is on its way.
it was warmer in Michigan's Upper Peninsula yesterday than it was in Phoenix, Arizona.
That's not good.
Also joining us, as you can see on the live stream, are Ben and Keith from TG. That's a new one.
That's not new. We've heard that
together.
before.
You have Beth.
Andy,
Keith Ben Keith from TG
Ben.
Geeks.
Right.
Yes, it was cold here yesterday. We were slamming all the doors and turned the heater up.
That's it's funny
Again.
because in the Upper Peninsula, when it gets to be 50 in March, people are like, "Oh, get out the shorts and
Oh, taking
t-shirts
the
and
coats off.
yeah."
Yeah.
And Donna and I are outside walking in our winter jackets, going, "Ooh, this is terrible."
No.
I know.
It only
Anytime
takes
it's
a couple
below
of
70
years here.
degrees, anytime it gets below 70 degrees, you start breaking out the heavy gear. I finally got to wear my Avengers jacket for the first time in over a year. I was
Oh, wow.
thrilled.
She said,
I think will last you a long time then.
"Well, as we were out walking, I said, this reminds me of the weather when we were dating because it was spring and it was just starting to warm up and it was about this temperature and humidity and cloud cover." And I was like, "Oh, this reminds me. We should go get some pizza rolls and go to the Upper Harbor Breakwall and have lunch." She goes, "Don't remind me. I'm craving pizza rolls from Lake Superior Pizza in Marquette, Michigan." And I said, "Oh, I know how to fix that. How about some breadsticks from the port side?" That's like the only thing that can top the pizza rolls in Marquette. And it's sort of like, "Oh, my elbow hurts." Well, I'll make you stop thinking about your elbows. You stomp on their foot. Now my foot hurts. You're not thinking about your elbow anymore, are you?
Oh,
Exactly.
boy.
Well, there's always Postmates.
Doctor, it hurts when I do this.
Postmates from Michigan?
doing that.
That's
Yeah,
a bit
why not?
pricey.
Yeah. Just ship it. Hey,
Yeah.
All right, shall
Might
we
have
get
shipped
into
my pants?
Not gonna go there right now.
You knew as soon as you invited us.
Right.
It was going to go crazy.
There was a reason we invited you on the show. Let's do the feedback.
Letters.
Is this a hoedown?
Yeehaw! Dear, 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 dear.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh my.
Hail today.
We asked you last week, what the last thing you Googled is what kills you. So how did you die?
Oh dear.
Craig's going to pull up his page. I'll pull up my page, and either one of
I
you
already know
teaching
what
geeks-
mine is.
Okay. Well, how did you
I
die?
died at State Farm Stadium getting my COVID vaccine.
It was nice knowing you, Keith.
No!
I was killed by Superman and Lois.
Oh, casual, a little casually, he was knocking down a building or something by accident.
I'm collateral damage.
Eric Miller says letter of recommendation from former employee.
What? Yeah. Let's see.
That's not the kind of recommendation I want.
Gary Lindra says wiring a wireless charger. Wireless phone charger, excuse me.
Nikki, who I know is expecting, says, I die of low potassium. Ooh, that's a bit morbid.
Wow.
And I said, oh, but if you watch Borat, you can go to Kazakhstan where they have greatest potassium in the world.
Yes.
Right.
What else you got,
John
Craig?
Miller Jr. said recipe for an apple pie. Yeah. Gonna tempt fate here. Store bought it is.
It's Pie Day today, by the way.
It
Happy
is
Pie
Pie Day.
Day.
It is. On this recording, anyway.
Weber,
That's
Weber
right.
Baker simply says, mm-hmm. He says, no, seriously, it's software. He dies of mm-hmm. That just sounds like an innuendo.
Right.
Did you
Clinton,
see?
what's that?
I was going to say, did you see Neil deGrasse Tyson's Twitter post today?
No.
No, I didn't.
He used all of his 252 characters to carry pi out.
Oh,
Brilliant.
nice.
I love it. I want to copy and paste that into every app that I've got.
Yeah. Clinton Alvord said he died trying to figure out how to measure distances on Google Maps. So clearly, it gave me the wrong distance, and I fell off the end of the earth.
For personal reasons and PII and HIPAA, I'm not going to mention my sisters. But Teresa says moo moo. She was Googling for a moo moo.
Craig Glassner said corned beef.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'll kill me.
It was the salmon mousse. Mary Bullock says,
I didn't have any.
Anomalies.
You didn't have any.
On the corned beef and cabbage.
Lori Menegay said, oh, great. I just Googled my blood pressure, which was quite high. This must be the universe telling me to make a doctor's appointment.
Steve Vanderwine has started his out the same way. He says, oh, great. The Naples, Florida airport is going to be my demise.
Right. Your wife, Chuck, Donna said, tax rules.
Tax rule.
Yeah, they'll be the
that'll
death
kill
of
anybody
anyone.
too.
Yeah, I'll say. I'll kill anybody.
Death and taxes. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Did you pull them off the Technorama page? No, we did not. Oh,
Well, here's the Technorama. No, I got a bunch of them here.
Okay.
Here, our buddy Steve London said ServiceNow XML parser. It's not the sexiest search I know. But, let's see. Derek Walker II said Linux time zone config for Arizona. That
what
killed him.
config? You don't have to config anything. It doesn't change.
Yeah.
Just set it and forget it.
And if you configure something, it's going to mess it up.
Exactly. My phone sprung forward last night. I'm like, how did that happen? And it says automatically get the signal from the carrier. It's like, thanks, Verizon, but no, I'm going to hard code it to Arizona.
Well, when I drove from
I
your
saw that
house,
this morning.
when I drove from your house, Chuck, to San Diego for work, as I was driving, I kept getting notifications that I was roaming. I'm like, hell, oh, it's because I was getting close to Mexico.
You do get
you
close to
can-
Mexico.
Yeah.
If you drive down there,
Yeah, if
you
you're
get
taking
a little
I-8.
too close to Mexico and you roam over onto the.
Yeah. You can see into Mexico.
Yes, you can. You can see the fence right after Yuma.
I tried not to make eye contact. I just kept focus. Ralph Wagner,
Did you see the
Wangler's-
pyramids out there?
the pyramids.
Yeah.
There's pyramids there.
Out on the other side of Yuma, yeah.
Yeah, the dunes there. I mean, that's where they filmed Stargate.
Ah.
Don't crickets. Jeez.
Well, I've seen Stargate, and
I'm
there's
trying to
like,
decide: are you messing with me or
No, we're not. I mean,
No,
actually, they filmed the
it's
movie
plausible.
Stargate in Yuma, Arizona.
right?
just
Well, you said pyramids, so I started
Yeah, the
thinking.
pyramid sequence.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Ralph Wangler says Caribbean rough shark. So anyway, it was nice knowing him. Let's see. That's about all I got.
all right.
There's a change rear wiper on a Chevy Trax.
Oops.
Died from rear wiper. That doesn't
He's
sound good.
pulling it off and it hit him in the head. And
All right, that's all we've got for this
Coming
time.
down.
But we are going to ask another question at the end of the show, so get your pencils ready. We'll have it on social media as well. And Craig has automated that, so it's really nice. I don't have to think about that on Saturdays anymore. Woohoo.
Ah.
All right, you
Another
ready for the
task off your
history?
list.
You remember your
Yeah.
order? Craig,
Um,
Chuck, Keith, Ben. Craig,
Me,
Chuck,
yeah.
Keith, Ben. We're going to find out who gets the winner names on this one.
Uh-oh. I'm
on,
looking
this,
at mine.
on this day in history for March 17th, 2021, it's the 76th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar. There are 289 days remaining in 2021. Go, Craig.
okay, here we go. So it was on this date in 1852 that Annabelle de Gasperis, discovered. Shut up.
That was the closest you got, man. I'm leaving it alone.
Saying anything.
Gasparis? Okay.
There's more to come.
All right. Discovered in Naples the asteroid Psyche from the North Dome of the Astronomical Observatory in Cappadocia.
We'll go with that.
All right.
Okay.
It was also today in 1941 in Washington, D.C., the National Gallery of
Next.
Art was officially opened by President Franklin D. Roosevelt.
And whose turn is it now?
Yours.
Oh,
If you have
I
to
thought
ask.
I thought it was Craig and then me and then Ben and then you.
Craig,
Oh, well.
Chuck,
Go for it.
Keith.
Take it.
On March 17th, 1947, first flight of the B-45 Tornado strategic bomber.
Also today, in 1950, researchers at the University of California, Berkeley, announced the creation of element 98, which they named Californium. And I've got raisins running through my head right now.
You
gotta find it.
You gotta find it. Gotta play it now.
When I saw
Yeah.
that come up in the events, I knew this was going to be a wonderful point in the show. For those that don't remember, you have to go back and
Oh, boy.
listen.
All right. So is it my turn now? Now,
Raisin things.
yes, raising things.
Raisin, raisin things.
I think Chuck's
The joke
crying.
that keeps on
I
giving.
can't see straight now.
Are you okay, Keith?
We broke
need the Heimlich?
Keith. We broke Keith.
You're so red.
We need a
I know,
new
right?
Keith. Go ahead, Craig.
Wow.
Okay. Also on March 17th, 1958, the United States launched the first solar-powered satellite, which is also the first satellite to achieve a long-term orbit.
That must have been disappointing to throw a satellite up there and have it come back. Nope. What constitutes a
Yes.
long-term orbit?
Whoops.
More than
Maybe
More
by
than a day.
Australians, maybe?
on
Heads
March
up, everybody.
March 17, 1966, off the coast of Spain in the Mediterranean, the DSV Alvin submarine found a missing American hydrogen bomb. That was also the same DSV that Dr. Robert Ballard used to find the Titanic.
Aha. Happy birthday goes out on this day to German engineer and businessman, co-founded Daimler Motoren Gesellschaft, Gottlieb Daimler, born on this date in 1834.
Are we allowed to say
Charles,
Gesellschaft on this show?
Careful.
Just did.
Yeah.
Charles
Butchered
Dev
it.
Bush, the American businessman and philanthropist, co-invented the arc lamp, was born 172 years ago today.
How'd you like to be
Wow.
known as the co-inventor of a technology that doesn't exist anymore?
I know.
Oh. Yeah.
Ah.
It still exists.
Hey,
It
he's
still
172.
exists.
I don't think he cares.
Go, Craig.
So born March 17th, 1919, American singer, pianist, and television show host, Nat King Cole.
Unforgettable. James Irwin, the American colonel, pilot, and astronaut, was born that same date in 1930.
Oops.
Keith.
English-American chemist and toxicologist David Peakall was born 90 years ago today.
American admiral, pilot, and astronaut Ken Mattingly is 85 today.
Also born on
And-
that same... Oh, I'm sorry, Craig. Go ahead.
That's okay. Also born on that same date in 1939, English sailor and first person to perform a single-handed, non-stop circumnavigation of the globe, Robin Knox Johnston.
American actor, director, and producer Patrick Duffy is 72.
Good heavens.
American actor, director, and bass player Gary Sinise, born on this date in 1955.
I didn't know the bass player part, but that's cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
couple of scenes in CSI New York where he actually jams on the bass. He's a
Lieutenant
very good player.
Dan can play the guitar.
That's right.
Also born on that same date in 1964, American actor and producer Rob Lowe.
Listener birthdays
Yeah, go ahead.
this week go out to Greg Lemon on the 18th, JT Shea on the 19th, our very own Michael R. Meningay is also on the 19th. Another podcaster, Crazy Joe Fiore from Mega Podtastic Canned. Honey, I've got to see this. Or you've got to see this. Wow, that was just all mashed together. Is on the 21st. Happy birthday to him. More podcaster love goes out to Steve Rickyberg on the 23rd and Richard Parkman. I don't know if Steve has produced a podcast in a while, but once a podcaster, always a podcaster. That's the way it was for this day in history. Let me bring up the title to tell you how
February 17th, 2021.
you can get on the birthday calendar if you go to chuckchat.com/wiki or
I think we need to update the date there.
I was just reading the script
February?
there.
No. Hey, I skipped over it. Didn't you notice? March 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day if you're listening to this on schedule. And I'm listening to the music in the background. We are out of time. But if you want to get on the birthday calendar, there's the URL on the bottom of the screen, chuckchat.com/wiki. Like professionals,
Yay.
except for the spitting
Why do
part.
we always do that?
The Monty Python bit.
Yeah, that was Monty Python. All right, we have some news. I'm going to randomly pick a button.
Good news, everyone.
News, nobody.
Well, this isn't good news. We probably should have picked one of the gray
Bad
ones.
news, nobody.
There. I happened to pick the nobodies on both of those at random. That was fun. Ben, would you lead us into the first story?
Oh, let's see. The inventor of the cassette tape. Well, of course, if I can just get the stupid, it's not popping up. So, yeah, I can't get it to come up.
All right.
I don't know why. It's
I'll
not
go
coming
for it.
up.
I'll do the first
Go
one.
for it, Craig.
on
It
it.
has some fun words in here for you.
You're using your iPad.
Great.
Yeah, I'm using
The
my
inventor-
iPad. It's not popping up.
The inventor of the cassette tape, Lou Ottens, passes away. So in the 1960s, Lou Ottens, then head of product development at the Belgian Halsat branch of Eindhoven company, Philips, developed the cassette tape. In previous years, Ottens was annoyed with green and yellow tape recorders with large reels and felt something more user-friendly and especially something smaller should be replaced. Should be replaced? Yeah, should replace it. Replace them. Anyway, Otten's invention was a great success worldwide. More than 100 billion cassettes have been sold since its launch in 1963. But the brands disappeared after the release of the CD, which was developed 20 years later by the same Ottens together. I didn't know that. With a team of engineers. The CD also became a hit, as we all know. Now they're not. Decades later, Ottens told Eindhoven's Dagblad, is that a blog or something? Anyway, that in the 1960s, Dagblad, that in the 1960s, he was completely unaware of the groundbreaking research he and his colleagues were doing. Well, no, we were little boys who were having fun. We didn't feel like we were doing anything big. It was kind of a sport.
Sort of like podcasting.
Right.
I got to show you this picture to the people that are watching on the stream.
Hey.
He's holding up the cassette to his eye. It's like he's doing an eye test, but he's using the cassette.
Yeah.
Is it better one or better two? He's
That's right.
seeing a cassette, or he's looking through the hole. I'm not sure what he's doing.
Well,
But-
I posted on Facebook that he single-handedly reinvigorated the pencil industry.
Yes. For rewinding.
Yeah, for rewinding.
Exactly.
Never mind. All right.
Boy, I
Or
tell you what, I
winding
had a
back
love-hate.
to exactly the spot you want.
Yeah,
We
I had a
salute
love-hate
you.
relationship with cassettes. They were great, but for the things I was doing, I ended up breaking them, or they would always get, stretched, or especially metal tapes. Remember those? They started getting
Oh,
into
God.
different
Mhm.
types.
Chromium oxide.
Yeah, I used to use those all the time.
And then you have the cassette tape player eat one of them, and you didn't know until it had already eaten up 6 feet of it.
That's right. I know, right?
And the favorite part,
Woke
How
up
many
this
times-
morning.
Yeah, it's just like that.
That's exactly right. How many times have you been walking down the road as a, younger you, and you're walking down and you've seen cassette tapes tangled on the side of the road?
Thrown
A
out.
lot, actually.
And it's just like streams of
Yeah, it's
that
like somebody
tape.
went, "Oh, dang it," and threw it out the window.
threw it
Yeah.
out the window.
Yeah, someone had a mad fit.
It's just there's yards of it just down the highway blowing in the breeze.
Yeah, just kind of waving.
Yep.
Funny that you don't see those anymore. I wonder why.
I've got a few left. We could start a
You don't see
tradition.
DVR entrails or cut up
Entrails?
CDs.
And cassette entrails. That's what it should be called.
Oh boy,
That's a
funny.
lovely picture.
We salute you, Lou Ottens. Thank you for your years of frustration.
Yes.
Okay. Keith, would you like
Just
to?
don't- hey, by the way, let's don't get started on video cassettes.
No.
Oh, yeah. Don't even get started on that.
Raise your hand if you're happy that we don't have those
At
anymore.
least with audio cassettes, you could sort of extract the remains of the entrails. Video cassettes were sort of hidden in this cavern of mystery. And if the tape was stuck, you had no choice but to pull or go in with a screwdriver, remove the case, and be your own
Mhm.
repairman.
Well, video cassettes,
Exactly.
if they were wrinkled, like a crinkled or something, it's not that you can just get by with just the audio. You actually see it goof up on the screen.
Well, yeah, because it was a helical scan and it moved very slowly. That's how they got a lot more data on there. It wasn't a linear scan like a cassette.
right.
It was
That's why
the head was
that's why the
offset.
heads-
It was tilted a
yeah.
little bit if you ever looked in there. So it was laying down multiple tracks like in this diagonally
Yeah.
sliced pattern. And even if you had, 4 inches of damage, you're watching it for about 12 seconds going, yeah, this is nice. Static and but then it comes back.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I got good at imitating bad audio. Okay.
And this in from Eureka Alert. Pigs show a potential for remarkable level of behavioral mental flexibility in new study. Pigs will probably never be able to fly, but new research is revealing that some species within the genus Sus may possess a remarkable level of behavioral and mental flexibility. A study published in Frontiers in Psychology. Oh God, somebody's studying pigs. Jeez.
I studied one
They
for dinner
tested the
tonight.
ability. They tested the ability of 4 pigs to play a simple joystick-enabled video game. Each animal demonstrated some conceptual understanding despite limited dexterity on tasks normally given to non-human primates to analyze intelligence. The study involved 2 Yorkshire pigs named Hamlet and Omelette.
I love the name. I have a
Nice.
friend at work who names her chickens. She's got pet chickens in her yard, and she names them like Tika and Nuggets.
Oh no.
Nuggets?
They're all named after things you would eat chickens for. It's wonderful.
Hey, sandwich, come here.
Right.
I don't know, go up to one, call it Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
And Hamlet and Omelette, and 2 Panapinto micro pigs, Ebony and Ivory.
Oh, how
All
cute.
4 animals were trained to approach and manipulate a joystick with their snouts in front of a computer monitor during the first phase of the experiment. They were then taught how to play a video game in which the goal was to move a cursor using the joystick toward up to 4 different target walls on the screen. Each pig performed the task well above chance, indicating the animal understood that the movement of the joystick was connected to the cursor on the computer screen. Well, my cat knows that the cursor on the is connected to my hand. Yeah.
All right.
Even a cat knows that.
Got the high score.
The fact that these far-sighted animals with no opposable thumbs could succeed at the task is remarkable, in quotes, according to the researchers. It's no small feat for an animal to grasp the concept that the behavior they are performing is having an effect elsewhere. That pigs can do this to any degree should give us pause as to what else they are capable of learning and how much learning may impact them, said lead author Dr. Candace Croney. I wonder if she has any cronies. A professor at Purdue University and director of the Purdue Center of Animal Welfare Science. Sarah Boyston, known for her work in chimpanzee cognition, co-authored the study. Let's see, the pigs are capable of various types of learning, and they come and sit to more complex behaviors and require them to.
Hey, you know what?
Study.
We could launch these guys on a spaceship.
Exactly.
Pigs
and
in
pigs can fly.
Ben got it.
Hey, I was just hoping they don't become self-aware and realize how well they taste.
All I know is that I've got guilt because I had a bacon cheeseburger for dinner.
They start ordering DoorDash.
Hey, who ordered $100 worth of food? It's the pig in there with the joystick.
These are great ribs.
Yeah, skipping on down, it said the study ended before the researchers could investigate a more ambitious goal, whether such a computer interface using symbols could be employed to communicate with the pigs more directly, as has been done with non-human primates. Informing management practices and improving pig welfare was and still is a major goal. But really, that is a secondary to better appreciating the uniqueness pigs outside of any benefit we can derive from them, Cronin said, except for how well they taste.
The magical meat. Clinton says, I hope they did not explain the names to the pigs. Hamlet and Omelette.
That's right.
Hamlet and Omelette.
We're well aware of our nomenclature. John Miller Jr. got the pigs in space also. Very well done. Thank you for catching the reference. Ben, do you have your notes working yet?
Yes, I do.
Do you want to click through to our Hubble story?
Yes. NASA's Hubble Space Telescope resumed observations March 11th after a software error placed it in a protective safe mode several days earlier, but the incident is a reminder of the telescope's mortality. NASA said Hubble resumed observations at 8 p.m. Eastern, March 11th, more than 4.5 days after a software error caused the spacecraft to go into safe mode, suspending normal operations of the nearly 31-year-old space telescope.
31?
It needed a break. It needed a break. I'm going to have some coffee.
Was it
Yeah,
running
really.
solar winds?
The software error was traced to an agency statement called an enhancement recently uploaded to the spacecraft. The enhancement was intended to compensate for fluctuations from one of the telescope's gyroscopes, but a glitch in the software caused a broader problem with Hubble's main computer, triggering the safe mode early March 7th.
This is straight out of Star Trek. I'm attempting to compensate for the fluctuations of the telescope's gyroscopes.
Yeah.
Controllers resolved the problem for now by disabling that software enhancement and plan to correct the flaw and test the new software further before uploading it again.
Oh, they have version control. They were able to back it out.
Yeah.
I know this is beginning to remind me of that TV series that Keith and I hated, Scorpion. Oh, God.
Scorpion. Oh,
so yeah. So what are you gonna do? Run? Send a shuttle up there and then just run an enormous Cat 5 cable down to Earth?
Yeah.
Do the upload that way?
Yeah,
I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
Actually, when you said it went into safe mode, I was just thinking they're like, oh, nobody's there to press the F1 key to go continue.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah.
I can't find the any key on the side of the Hubble.
Right.
Which key?
It says that the
Annie. Yeah, where's the Annie key?
Wide field camera number 3, quote, experienced an unexpected error. That's troublesome.
That's usually how errors work, isn't it? Well, unexpected.
Are there any expected errors? Well, yes, there are.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah,
there are.
Yes.
You could have expected errors.
results.
Like,
Yeah, NASA did not elaborate on the error, but said that observations using the instrument will remain on hold as engineers study the problem. The spacecraft's other instruments, including a camera and 2 spectrographs, are functioning.
Stop
Yay.
uploading the Boeing 737 MAX code to the Hubble.
Yeah. Actually, the problem was the tape got tangled up, and they had to.
Is that it?
Hey,
just a
31 years
pencil
ago, yeah, they had to send up a pencil. It was loaded from a Commodore
My
64
God, how many
cassette
people
deck.
get that joke?
We were just talking about it. Lou Ottens.
Yeah.
There's cassette entrails dragging behind the.
Yeah, but how many people
Hubble.
actually know the trick about the pencil, though?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I
know.
see that meme on Facebook all the time, where
I did.
where you see this tangled mess of a cassette tape, and then you see this pencil, and there's like, if you know what to do with this, you're an old fart.
I think
Oh, no.
there.
Yeah,
we
those
need to
people
put
go,
one
"Hey,
on
you
the
remember
wall,
that-"
right there, right behind, right next to the switch. A cassette, a pencil, and some entrails hanging down.
Yes.
Right.
That's
Hey,
what's
and
missing.
And then
You
maybe a
always see those
45 little, those little
The insert
things
for
you put into
the
a
spindle.
45, the insert for a 45 RPM. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That needs to go there,
I
too.
have one, but it's only a black hockey puck. You wouldn't recognize it on the wall. It has to be one of those like
Oh, that's not
circular
fun.
curvature yellow
You gotta get
ones.
With the 3
Yellow
prongs.
Yes.
Yeah, you ever see those? I know you're talking about those Facebook posts where it says, "You share this if you're old enough to understand what this is." I'm like, yeah, and just keep scrolling. I don't.
I'm going to get
Before
out
this-
one from like the 1800s of an old lathe or something.
Oh, my God.
A sextant. Hey, do you know what?
If you
you're
know
old
what
enough
this
to know what
is,
this is,
you're old.
The nails they put Jesus to the cross. If you know what these are.
oh,
If you know what these are, you're a heretic.
yeah.
'Cause you're still alive.
I'm just seeing how far back we can go. A T-Rex tooth.
Well, we watched The Mummy the other night, so
Yeah.
Oh,
my,
I did see
my.
something on the internet, one of the internets, that said
of 'em.
that if you when the pyramids were first being built in 2609, and you had $0 and you decided to save $10,000 every day, and you were an immortal, today you would have 1/5 of the top 5 wealthiest people in the world. You would have 1/5 of their wealth.
Nice.
After 4,600 years.
That's what happened to
Saving
the
every
guy
day.
Highlander, right? He just,
Yeah.
So Jeff Bezos has a time machine, is what you're saying.
A time machine.
Yep.
Yes.
He went back and invested because
Actually, it's funny. He does have a time machine. Remember, he's building that clock in the mountain.
the pyramids were built
You
by
have a TARDIS, too?
aliens.
I want a TARDIS because I want to go to alien worlds as well as in time and space.
I want a TARDIS too.
Yeah, sign us all up. How about
It
that?
would unlock so many lies about how we portray history, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Would it?
It certainly would.
Yes,
It might.
All
Well,
right.
history is written by the winners,
It pretty much is. Okay, let's give a quick shout out to our chat room. I'm going to head on over to Facebook and scroll through and see what names we see. We have Dhruv Gupta watching us on YouTube. We had some other people, but they bailed. Who else do we have?
Sorry.
How rude. It's us.
Let's see. We have John Miller
Oh,
Jr.
not those 2 gay geeks again.
Oh, you were on there and you said, I'm not watching this.
Yeah. They're like, oh, wrong channel.
Clinton Alvord is on YouTube. John Miller Jr. on YouTube. Do you see anybody else, Craig?
No.
I think everybody else is watching. What's
On
the
Facebook.
The
They're on
Grammys
Facebook.
tonight? Yeah, sorry, Facebook. Grammys are tonight? Something's tonight.
Yeah.
The Spammies? What?
That
Yeah.
must be where everybody's at.
Hammies.
All right.
Yeah, the hammies.
They're looking
Well-
to see if you're going to get a Grammy for your karaoke Saturday night, Chuck.
There you go.
Yeah, that'd be a riot, wouldn't it?
Right.
Let's see.
They
That's
come
our
knocking on your
Patreon
door
button. Let's
with
go.
this gigantic check.
One of those
Right.
big cardboard checks that you. I want to bring one of those to the bank.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have to contact us? Sure, we'll go with contact us. Get in touch, 707-530-2428. You can watch us live on Sunday nights, 7:30. No, excuse me, it's been backed up. 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, or whatever that translates to your time zone. We'd love to see you there. The next thing on the show notes, as he's flipping across many, many, many things, is the patrons. Oh, my favorite part of the show.
Is it?
It is, because we get to give a shout out to the people who finance this show. Goodness knows we had some expenses in 2020, and you people came through for us. None of it came out of our pockets. And the bank account continues to do well, and get prepared for 2021, because there are more things coming. I think our domain registration is next year. But anyway, and we pay for it like in 5-year blocks. So it is what it is. Thank you very much, everybody who contributes to the patrons. Alexis Duran, Amber Elstad, Amy Bowen, Avner Braverman. We love you all. Ben Vaughn, Brian Brown, Chris MC, Dan D-Man Coyer. These are just a few of the people that donate as little as $1 a show. And not only do they get their names enshrined on the show, they get a free episode of just raw, unedited backstage talk with the crew in a special feed. So you won't want to miss that.
Yes.
But wait, there's more. Danny Mortensen, Dean Jensen, Denise Inglis, Gary Lindros, Harold McKinstry. You thought we were done? No, not even close. John Clifford, John Noble.
John Noble?
Yes,
Yes,
that
that John
Yorga
Noble.
Schrauen. Christina, Kyle Nishioka, Leon, Mark Kilfoyle, Mike Wills, Chris Martinez, Saturday Morning Media, still wondering who would name their child Saturday. Stephen Weshy, Steve Therian, a blank space here for your name. We need somebody to fill that in. Craig's OCD is going nuts again. Steve Cody,
More name here.
and of course, sweet Steve London from Sweden. We appreciate and love you all. We know that money's been tight this last year for many of you, and it is a great, great honor to be able to take yours. No.
Yeah. We laugh about it every time.
All the way to the bank. If you want to be part of this insanity, let me scramble back over here, turn that title off and get the Patreon title. You can go to patreon.com/Technorama podcast. And for, as I mentioned before, as little as $1 a show. We skipped a week, you don't pay that week. That's how it works. We produce a regular episode right after we record an episode just for our patrons. Sometimes it's educational. Sometimes it's entertaining. Sometimes we just run around in circles
neither.
screaming.
Yeah, that's right. And sometimes it's not.
So we
It's
invite you
not?
to be part of that fun and insanity. Hey.
That's not funny, Ben.
Here we go. Into the 12-year-old humor. And that's going to lead into our question of the week at the end of the show. So hang on for that. You won't want to miss that. Let's stop the Imperial Rock Band. And I believe
Imperial Rock Band.
it's like an Imperial Pale Ale.
Yeah.
It's twice as good as a regular Pale Ale. No. Something. Turn that title off. And we have you gentlemen been on the show since we've had the Pass Me the Remote segment?
No.
Okay.
What the heck is that?
I think you
I've
may
never
be...
seen that. We can't have it.
We're going to talk about a TV show or movie we watched recently and just give our opinions. This is kind of like the Media Corner, but this is something we got. So we just decided to call this Pass Me the Remote. So I've got the remote, and I finished watching The Expanse. I started watching seasons 1 and 2 several years ago, but then stopped for whatever reason. Maybe something else got in the way. Maybe it disappeared from Sci-Fi. Maybe it
fell out of your head.
It wasn't on Amazon.com, but recently we had T. Morris on the show a few episodes back, and he encouraged me to get started on that, and I could not stop watching. It was non-stop storytelling. Got a little long in some parts. I think it was season 3 or 4 when they were on the planet going, come on, move it along. But Ben, Keith, have you watched The Expanse?
We tried.
I think the first 3 episodes, and it just didn't grab us.
It wasn't doing anything for us. It just kind of sat
Season
there.
1 is a big setup because they're building up to the proto-matter. This is the strange alien blue goo that does weird things and makes people transform. and that becomes the basis for the story pretty much through most of season 4 into season 5, and it's all about who's got control and what is it? Is it a weapon? Is it we have to test and find out, but everybody who tests. I'm not going to ruin too much of the storyline, but I really enjoyed it. It reminded me a lot of the Ronald D. Moore Battlestar Galactica, because they were always
Which admittedly I was never a fan of.
Really? Okay.
No,
So-
never liked it.
That's probably why The Expanse didn't resonate either. It
could be.
It is a space drama centered around the crew of the Rocinante. So it involves, I don't have the characters' names here, but it's Alex, who's the pilot. There's the fighter guy, Amos, who's kind of like the Jane character, big rough guy. But this guy's a little deeper and darker and creepier, because he doesn't really, not only doesn't he express any emotion, but he doesn't really have any remorse. Like, well, yeah, that guy deserved to die. Like, whoa, okay. You just punched him in the face till he died. So sort of psychopath. Anyway, Naomi, who's the engineer, don't think this is a parallel for Firefly, because she's not that cute bubbly girl like Kaylee was. She's more of a hardcore. The beginning story is about this conflict between Mars, the people who went and settled Mars, the Earthers, who think that and the perception of each other. So this is very much an allegory for different races, different tribes, different cultures. And then there's the Belters, who were sent out to work in the belt and mine these minerals, and all the wealth and everything goes back to Mars and Earth, who are paying for these expeditions. But meanwhile, they've developed their own culture. They've developed their own language. It almost sounds kind of Jamaican, but it really is a fascinating story about these different cultures and their perception, and the carrying of power. Initially, who's got the power, but then they start discovering in the second and third seasons what actually happens, and learning more about this proto-matter material as the story unfolds. I loved it. Out of, what are we rating these? Till 10? Was it 5 or 10? I can't remember.
Yeah, let's go with 10.
Okay, it was to 10. Yeah. I'm going to give this a solid 9 in my book. I love the storytelling. Wow. I would not recommend sitting close to an HD TV, though.
We never do.
Yeah, I got a 55-inch here in the studio. When you sit too close, it's a bit like when you go to a play and you sit too close to the stage, and suddenly you lose the story and you see the actors.
Right.
And it's like I can see their makeup, I can hear their footsteps on the stage as they dance around. It takes you out of the story and makes them people instead of characters. That's kind of what happened when I was too close to the screen watching The Expanse. It was almost like it became one of those 1970s soap operas where you felt like the stage suddenly became fake and you're too close to the action. I'm like, okay, back
That's
off.
Interesting.
It was an interesting effect, because I hadn't felt that watching television in a long time, but the sharpness of the picture and being that close, when the camera would move and the background would move and the characters would move, like, this is just not right. This isn't how I should watch TV.
Right. Okay.
Right. It was a funny thing that I noticed. It's not specific to this show, but I just happened to notice while I was watching this show. So I liked it. You can find it. I put a link in there to IMDb. It is on Amazon. Currently, all 5 seasons are available. And like I said, I could not stop watching. I would do like 4 or 5 in a row and just blow my whole evening for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. We're rewatching several things right now and watching something new for the first time as well.
Well, tell us what are you watching?
Well, we picked up, because my sister recommended this, is Father Brown. It's with Mark Williams, who was in Red Dwarf and Harry Potter series, and actually did 2 episodes of Doctor Who. His birthday is this week as well, so that's why that kind of came up. But we're rewatching Babylon 5, and rewatching Fringe.
Fringe
So,
as
John
well
Mills.
as Star Trek Enterprise.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but be careful. Don't watch Fringe while you're eating.
Why is that?
It's there. I'd forgotten there are a lot of very disgusting scenes in that series.
Oh, really? Okay.
In Walter's lab or?
Oh yeah.
No, people being
No,
operated on
anywhere.
like one guy who turned out he was a plant for the FBI. He's got something going on inside. They think it's his heart, and when they open him up, there's this mass that is growing that's got teeth on it.
I completely
You said
forgot
he was
about
a
that.
plant. Was he a fern or a?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am a Dieffenbachia.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny you were talking about Enterprise. When I was watching that on Netflix, I tried to see if I could skip the intro fast enough.
we
all I would get was, "It's a long road." Duh. Yes.
Yeah, the skip intro button.
Yeah. I hit
Oh,
skip
God,
intro.
yeah.
I couldn't
No,
get
no,
it.
I just we're watching it on Amazon Prime, so I just keep hitting the remote on our Apple TV.
Yeah.
So I goes.
I'm watching season 3 of Voyager, so Enterprise is next, and I'm watching it on Netflix currently, but I'll probably switch over to CBS or Paramount Plus soon. And when they start up the sound,
be careful.
Yes,
Be careful of that because it tends to skip episodes.
Paramount
We
does.
discovered that.
Paramount
Yeah,
Plus?
we were doing that. We were watching Deep Space Nine,
Yeah.
and it was just randomly taking us to different episodes throughout the series.
Well, that's nasty.
And that I don't know. Maybe now that it's upgraded to Paramount Plus, it won't do that anymore.
It looks
I
like
think
they
it's the
just
same interface.
it's the same app. I think they just
Yeah.
reskinned it. I'm really disappointed that they didn't appraise or reassess.
It needs some.
Well,
You know what I hate is when I
okay.
click search and then you have to click in the text, the area to start typing. You know, I'm like, if I
Yeah.
click search, just put the focus there so I can start typing. I don't have to. I'm sorry, I'm griping.
And speaking of how evil Paramount Plus is, because it is evil, it does not have every single Star Trek movie there.
I know
No.
they've got like 3.
Yeah.
And they say
Only
we have
three.
all
You're
of the
the
Star Trek.
Paramount
No, you don't.
properties.
I know they do not have all
That's
the Star
what
Trek films.
I
I'm
thought.
very upset about.
I did the same thing. I went in. I was like, okay, let's see what all they got. Wait, this is the same stuff that was on CBS All Access. You
I've
know?
got
no
more.
change.
I've
And
got
they were
more in
advertising-
DVD than they have online.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they were advertising the fact that they had all Star Trek. No, they don't. It's a lie.
No, they have all the series, but they don't have all the
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we're in season 3 of Enterprise, and it's
Yeah,
like
we're in the middle of the
Xindi War.
the
Oh my god,
Xindi War, which is
Yeah.
a little ponderous.
So we only watch one episode at a time now. Every couple of days, we'll watch an
Yeah.
episode.
that's kind of how I am on Voyager as well. It's there are some.
There were
Cruise
days in Voyager we would mainline like 3 or 4 of them in a shot because
Yeah.
it got. I actually think Voyager is a lot better than I originally gave it credit for.
Me too.
Mhm.
Me too.
Well, except for the awful the Kazon at the beginning.
Oh, the
I'm
Kazon
glad
are
they dumped
disgusting.
them.
Oh.
Oh,
I'm glad they got rid of them.
Whenever they show up, I'm like, oh, come on.
Get a comb.
hair. What the hell is with that
Yeah,
hair?
they were the most unbelievable of villains.
I couldn't look at anything else. I didn't watch the story. What is with
The
this
hair.
hair?
Yeah, even with the
yeah.
subtitles on, it's like I'm missing the entire story. I'm sorry, I didn't hear a thing because your hair was too loud.
I couldn't wait for Seska to die.
Oh, I know, you and me both.
She was
And then she
awful.
has the nerve to come back at a later episode. How dare she?
Well, no, she's actually dead now. In my time.
No, I know. No, she actually will come back one more time. How dare she? But she does come back one more time.
Yep.
It's your child, Chakotay. No, it's not.
Not really.
Sorry,
no.
spoiler alert in case you didn't watch it in 1997.
I didn't care for Kess. She was.
She's
my favorite
actually
character.
not as intolerable as I remember, at least up to the beginning of season 3. I thought she was better than I remember.
When she left,
Yeah,
Neelix got interesting, and it was a better show.
True. But unfortunately, Kess will make one final return,
Mhm.
and she's terrible. And her character makes absolutely no sense at all when she
Yeah.
does that.
Yeah, and I think that's what most people remember is how she ended, not how she. It's kind of like the Nixon administration, right?
Exactly.
Right.
What do you remember? Oh, I'm not a crook, and he got, he resigned. because of the Watergate scandal, but he did a lot of good stuff while he was there, going to China and whatnot. So
That's true.
we'll leave that
Only
one.
Nixon could
Leave it
go
at
to
that.
China.
That's an ancient Vulcan
An old
proverb.
Klingon proverb.
Right.
All right. I think
Well, it's like reading Shakespeare in the original Klingon.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knew?
and we asked what else is better than in the original Klingon. What was that, a show or two ago? We had that as our listener question.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What else would be interesting is from the original Klingon?
Fine
Who knows?
cuisine.
Gawk.
All right. Should we do the media corner or should we move on?
Yeah. Let's
Yeah?
go ahead.
Okay. I saw this title in the media corner and I thought of Jack Mangan. So let's play the media corner thingy. Somewhere in here. There it is. Just so Ben and Keith can have one more laugh at my expense.
Welcome to Blockhead Video. Hey, where can I find some good information about music and TV and videos and things? Over here.
Videos
Media
and
corner.
things.
Reason things.
There we are. All right, Craig, I think it's your turn
Oh,
again,
dear.
maybe or maybe not.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll talk about this one. So this is a web comic, sort of from Andrew Weingarner, and it's not just a comic. It's not just a web comic, but it's an adaptation, comic book adaptation of Star Wars: Duel of Fates, which was what the Star Wars from Colin Trevorrow was going to be. You know, the script was famously leaked online, which would have been what the Last Jedi would have been, or was in that slot for that to be that movie. Of course, they changed gears and they didn't make this movie, so it got leaked. Anyway, this guy since last March has been creating a fan comic book, and you can scroll through the top. I forget what pages he puts at the top. I think there's the more current ones. But if you scroll down, you can read the entire thing. And he's not done yet. I think
Wow.
he's still moving
That's
along, but he did a great job. This is really good and adapting this comic. So I know it's not great for audio podcasts, but I encourage you to go over there and check it out because he's done a lot of great work, and it was kind of fun to read.
It's got to be better than what they did put out.
Right.
Yeah.
I make no bones of the fact that I detested The Last Jedi.
I didn't-
The
Yeah.
artwork in here looks pretty good, I gotta say.
yeah.
Yeah, he
Oh,
did a
there's
great
an
job.
upside down world.
The
Yeah.
I will Jack may be able to get some royalties off of the title though, because Jack Mangan had his podcast and what was it, a writing series called Duel of the Fates years ago.
Oh yeah.
That's still out
Well,
there. I did a Google search and went, wait,
you
this
need to go-
title sounds really familiar. So I Googled it and sure enough, still there.
So here, I'll read this little paragraph right here. So he said, like many fans, I was disappointed with Rise of Skywalker and retread of Return of the Jedi. That didn't seem to follow the trajectory of the story set up by The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. I was thrilled with Colin Trevorrow and Derek Conley's Duel of Fates. I'm sorry, I mixed that up. It was supposed to be the last movie, but they changed it to Rise of Skywalker. Both the script and the amazing pre-production artwork, which he's got linked to those, which I incorporate into my own adaptation. Having read the Duel of the Fates, I can state that I enjoy it much more than the Rise of Skywalker. My hope is that seeing the script visually as my free webcomic adaptation will help people understand or know or what it should have been. This is the biggest issue with the Rise of Skywalker is that Rey's agency was completely taken away, both as a character and as a woman. So anyway, go check it out. Like I said, the whole thing's on there. It's pretty fascinating.
Interesting that he's got there's somebody there's got the black saber. It looks like Ren. Kylo
Yeah,
Ren.
it does.
Yeah, it looks like he's got the black saber that is associated with the Mandalorian.
Yes. The dark saber. Yeah. That we see
Yeah, the
in
dark saber.
Yeah. It's in the Mandalorian. It's also in Rebels.
Yeah,
Rebels?
Rebels. Oh shoot, or the series preceding that,
Mm-hmm.
Clone Wars.
It was cool to see in the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
When he broke it out.
Oh
It's like,
God,
whoa.
yeah, I was very happy about that.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
All right, last one. We have a geek library here, so hang on. There we we are. Something we will not be spending your Patreon money on. There's some new high-tech dice for all of you significant D&D people.
Maybe Ben and Keith need some of these because they didn't have their own dice tonight.
I was thinking that.
Wait, I'm getting to the punchline of this joke. Hold on. Sometimes it's nice to get away from technology for a bit, settle down with some friends, and play an entire role-playing game using just pen, paper, and lots of dice. But if that's a little lo-fi for you, then there's always Pixels, a new set of electronic dice with the built-in Bluetooth and RGB LED lighting. The dice have launched on Kickstarter with prices starting at $39. That's for one. That's for one die. As of this writing, over 14,000 people have, well, I did a little checking, and it's considerably higher than that now. We are up to, wait for it, 16,753.
Wait,
wow.
That's backers.
That's the backers.
They were looking for $20,000 or $200,000, and they got $2.3 million so far.
Yeah, that's
Holy
a
moly.
lot of people, and there's still 24 days to go. Now, the main attraction here is obviously the colorful RGB lighting, which Creator Systemic Games promises will be customizable and programmable via a companion app on your mobile device. The pixels are also waterproof. Charge wirelessly. That was the question I had, is what do you do about dead batteries? But okay. Via companion charging cases. Oh, great. You can't just throw them on a Qi charger. Right. How much is that? And go for around
$75.
5 hours on a charge. That's not even a whole game. Okay, so you roll the die, and then the number not only shows up on the die, but it shows up on the mobile app as it's rolling still. It'll go 16. Yeah, so your
How does it go again? Okay, I just want to be sure.
Yep,
Hey, that's
just
what
like
my
that.
dice do.
I want
He's
sound
rolling
effects
that
on this
too
thing.
fast. It's like making me crazy. I have to scroll away from it.
Yeah, it is a speeded up video. So they range in styles, of course, D20, D12, D10, D8, D6, and D4, what you would expect out of a normal pack. But for me, the most interesting thing about the dice is how they'll apparently be able to communicate with Roll20, Foundry, and other online platforms that let you play tabletop games over the internet. Okay, that's pretty cool because that's just cool. At the moment, a service like Roll20 relies on either visual dice rolls or rolling a traditional dice and then reporting back to your games master. In contrast, the Pixels could offer the best of both worlds by letting you roll a physical die and automatically reporting the result. I'm up for that. That's actually sounds kind of fun. But the fact is, if you want the whole set, it's going to set you back $200 on the Kickstarter, and who knows how much after it's live. So I don't even know if that includes the charger. So there's a lot of people out there that have some discretionary spending if they've already got their $2 million.
Yeah, it does include the charging case.
Oh, thank goodness.
So did you mention that we're Bluetooth?
Yes, Bluetooth, so you communicate with the device, and then when you're hooked up to Roll20, it will send the signal there.
And there was I saw the guy rolling, well, the little animated GIF, and he was rolling, and you'd see the number pop up on the phone.
Yep, that was where the blah, 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 blah came from. Weren't you listening to the sound effects?
No, I was too busy looking at the number of money they
There's
got.
the other sound effect.
Number of money.
Yeah.
What?
What's that sound again?
It's a Bluetooth. I have green tooth.
I got Bluetooth.
I have blue threeth. Anyway, okay, that brings us to the end, and we have our question of the week. All right, I want you to think real hard, people. What would 12-year-old you never believe about adult you?
That we were still doing this podcast
Since
we were 12.
In a house that has a studio. I don't think my 35-year-old me would believe this.
Yeah.
I feel like we started this podcast when I was 12. Now I'm 52.
I feel like some elements of it are still for our 12-year-old me.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. As exhibited in this show, this very show.
12-year-old me probably wouldn't have bet on marrying a a wonderful woman like Donna and still being married 30 plus years later.
Yeah.
That would be a safe bet. I mean, wait, sorry. No.
What?
Not even sure
What?
girlfriend was anywhere near that radar at 12 years old.
Mine would be, how did you get so fat and old?
Hey,
I have no idea. I got to really think about it.
hey, older you, where's your hair?
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, I'd pretty much at that point, my uncle had started losing his hair when he was 18 and was razzed about it, and I refused to be serious about my hair, and because it started thinning early on, so it wouldn't surprise me that I had no hair.
That's where my adult you goes back to the 12-year-old and says, nice pants.
Right.
Exactly.
Shut up, smart Alec. Craig, any initial thoughts on this one?
That there was actually 9 Star Wars movies.
You actually will be a radio DJ star in your mind.
Yeah.
It's called a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. I felt like I was 12 when we started the podcast, and I'm surprised we're still doing it. I remember
See,
when
my
I was a
problem is
kid. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, my problem is that I look back when I was 12 and keep thinking, I don't think there's anything about me now that I would not believe back then.
I think it would be amazing.
I mean,
just to
maybe it's
see-
unexpected, but I wouldn't say, oh, I don't believe that'll ever happen.
Oh, they'll never be wearing masks around and worrying about catching.
No, I would have been thinking like, oh, will they? I mean, but I never, at no point would I ever think of, I cannot believe that would happen, or I can't believe we would have this in our world. I don't think there's anything like that. I mean, I just value
Uh-oh.
as possible. Sure, whether it was technology
Yeah.
or whether it was my own life.
Yeah.
Well, I remember watching, what was it, something on PBS, and they were talking about in the future we'll be doing video calls and stuff, and I kept looking forward to that day, and it's just kind of snuck up on me, and I didn't really realize, but we've been doing this, especially now, of course, with Zoom. Like the other day, Chuck was talking about sharing his screen. I think it was on our last show. I was listening to it a little bit, and you were talking about sharing screen. I was like, how common that is, but how hard it was to do even 10, 15 years ago.
Well, and the complexity of the technology, if you step back, and a lot of these things that we do and we take for granted, you step back and think about them, they're amazing that they work at all.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe we should have talked about that on our Patreon show, by the way.
We could do that. I think 12-year-old me would be looking at and saying, because I hadn't even discovered or tapped into the computer interest in my psyche yet until 14 or 15 years old. So,
Not me.
but I did have sort of a mathematics and like writing encrypted messages to my friends. That kind of thing had already been around.
Nobody
So
would be able to read this in Pig Latin.
the signs were there. The sci-fi geek. I mean, we were watching Battlestar Galactica at that age. So, I mean, the writing was on the wall. So it wasn't a huge leap forward. So like Ben said, it's not unbelievable, but it would have been one of those, wow, I can't wait to get there moments.
Yeah, I think that's the way it was for me when I was 12. I don't think there was anything, like I said, I don't think there was a single thing that anybody could have thrown at me and said, this is what your life's going to be like when you're 59 years old.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is.
Sweet. Sign me up.
John Miller Jr. said he didn't know he'd have hard time believing that he'd be working on a 3rd college degree. Wow. 3rd.
Yeah.
There is one thing that I would say my 12-year-old me would not believe, and that would probably be 3rd degree black belt. Like, I had no interest in martial arts until I was actually exposed to it and went, hey, this is pretty cool. This is pretty fun. It's interesting.
Somebody exposed themselves to you?
No.
What?
It's like film being
You were
exposed.
exposed to it. Oh, that's different. Sorry.
It's like exposing your film. It's just ruined at that point.
Is that code?
Yes. It's a
That's your double entendre there.
Your Freudian.
I'm going to expose some film to you.
Yeah, now we're talking in code.
See, I was doing coded messages as a kid too. There's the 12-year-old coming out of the show again.
I think I would understand.
we
The
go.
big
Yeah,
Latin
the song.
better.
Yeah, the juvenile.
And
Oh,
on
boy.
that note, we're going to say farewell to you, dear listener. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Ben and
farewell.
Keith. Tell them where they can find you.
You at tggeeks.com.
You don't even need a URL shortener for that one, people.
Nope.
No kidding.
Nope,
That's pretty straightforward.
it is.
If you want to get a hold of us, let me put that contact information back on the bottom of the screen. Contact us on the listener line 707-530-2428 or send us an email, technorama@chuckchat.com. We'd love to hear from you. We did have a feedback from Mad Marv, which I think we'll get to in the Patreon show because he was talking about a Patreon topic. So we'll keep the discussion there.
Oh,
You
yeah,
have-
we can't tell everybody.
No, it's secret. You want to be part of that conversation, you got to join the secret club. So $1 a week, patreon.com/Technorama podcast. And with that note, thank you once again, gentlemen, for participating. Thank you, Craig,
Oh,
for
pleasure.
putting the show together. You get all the show notes and whatnot. And
Thank
I just sit here and punch a bunch of buttons like an insane person. The man
No,
behind
like
the
that pig earlier,
Yeah.
pushing the joystick around.
Oink, oink, oink.
Throw him a piece of
Welcome to
corn.
the Pigcast.
Yeah. Throw him
All
a piece of corn. He'll be all right.
It's lovely. Slop the pigs and we're out of here.
Give that pig a treat.
And then
Oh,
we
God, I thought that was a big squealing there for a moment.
There's a new one. Never going to hear that the same way again, are we?
Nope.
Right.
Check
I'm always
out-
going to laugh every time that sound comes on now.
Mhm.
Wheel and
I am
California
too.
raisin things.
We already beat that horse to death. Oh, now we're beating horses and feeding the pigs.
Oh boy.
It's the Barnyard podcast.
Guess what?
at
PETA
this
just called. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
point. What was it? People eat tasty animals or something?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Thank you, listener. Again, we'll see you again on the podcast next week, if not sooner. Take care. Everybody be safe. And Ben and Keith get to do the binary high five this time.
Yeah.
1,
0,
1.
There you go.
101. What?
It's a highway.
It's the loop. It's the loop. Okay, we are done with the audio podcast recording. We are still streaming for a couple of more minutes just to say farewell and thank you to all of our wonderful people who watched this week. Farm animal abuse. That's exactly what this is. We are.
Did I just snort? I did.
Yes, you did.
Uh-huh.
I'm wearing my Starfleet Academy t-shirt.
Oh, I'm wearing this one for Craig.
Very nice.
Oh, what's that?
What do you got? Kansas.
Nice. Very
This
nice.
Kansas album cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on their anniversary album tour for that. Their 40th anniversary for
And I've got my
Point of No Return.
Phoenix Comic Con
Discovery
2015.
I still have that somewhere. I was almost going to wear that
I'm
one
actually
today.
got.
We don't wear black
Green Lantern.
t-shirts.
Yeah.
I don't wear black t-shirts. We have 4 cats.
Tell me about it. I got black shirts. I have to break them out. I have to put them on and leave the house immediately.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A black suit or the tux.
I put this one
Everything
on
goes
I
on at the
know.
last
Right.
minute and out the door.
right before the show started. That's when I put this one on.
And even after we leave the house, after we get dressed just at the very last second and dash out, there's all this cat hair from previous visits into the car. You know, second
Take your cars
contact
you
cat
take
hair.
your cats for rides?
No.
Oh, just
Oh, we didn't pick him up. No, I just said, like, for example, I'd run an errand several days earlier, but we had the cats all over us.
I see.
So now the cats are in the car.
Right. Right.
So
I understand that.
Clinton says the 101 is booked. Take the 5.
yeah, there we go.
There's no 5 around here. There's
Yeah,
a
it was
10.
closed. It's closed at 7th
That's all
Avenue
California.
7th Street. Where was it closed this weekend?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's down in 7th Avenue or something.
Okay. We are going to stop the stream and do our Patreon show recording.
Adios, so long, farewell.
Thank you.
I do.
Take care.